pack as many sats as possible into your bags. I think that's going to be my quote, my official Abundant Alchemist quote, because that's what we're doing here. This is all about the sats. It's not about the dollars. It's not about the Benjamins. Maybe for the time being, it's a very short time. A lot of things about to change. If you haven't already done so, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And Jimmy Thorley, I believe. Thorley, I know your last name is Thorley. You are the 200th subscriber to the Abundant Alchemist, and I highly appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you to all my subscribers, 200 strong so far. It's not a lot compared to these other channels, but I highly appreciate every one of you. I'm on my path to growing this channel. I'm in no rush. I want to have a solid, tight-knitted community here. So slow growth always beats a quick rise up. Let's get to it. I want to go over a fact that I sourced recently. I was just wondering to myself, because I have goals. I think everybody should have goals that they write down and revise as they grow. But in order for me to kind of narrow in and make my goals worthy, I had to ask myself, what's really $1 million worth today with inflation, everything that's going on, compared to, let's say, 1980, right? And so I found this from the source in 2013dollars.com and 2013dollars.com. You can check it for yourself. $1 million from 1980 to 2022. $1 million is equivalent in purchasing power to about $3,596,007 with 22 cents or 28 cents. And this is with a 3.9% average inflation from then to now, which is an increase of prices of 259%. I would actually rather like to think about that as a depreciation of the dollar of 259%, because that's really what's going on. So it's just something to think about, because if you want to say, my goal is to be a millionaire, multimillionaire, billionaire, hey, trillionaire, I mean, somebody's got to be the first trillionaire. Why not you? Why not me? Right? It just means that you have to pump more value into the system, that people are willing to part ways with their cash or whatever digital coin for. If you're bringing people more value than the value that they're holding in their pocket, it's a fair deal. But the point is that in order for you to say that you're a millionaire today, you would have to earn just about $4 million when you compare the value of the dollar today to the value of the dollar in 1980, which is, it's insane. You have to literally work just about 4 times the amount of time that it would take to get to that milestone. So, I'm driven and I'm looking to provide value for people. Really, the $1 million is just like a sign on the road, because the point isn't to become a millionaire and then just stop. It's about what you're doing to grow as a person in order to reach that number. Because it's not like once you reach that number, all your dreams are going to be fulfilled. It's about the person that you're becoming, the discipline that you're gathering into your daily habits, and how you're growing and the satisfaction that you're attaining from that. So I'm like, how do I get to this perceived set number that a lot of people equate with success? right? Now I understand that I have to bring my A game and bring even more value than somebody in my same shoes in 1980, right? In order to achieve that status. Um, and what I came up with is that you have to just start where you are, because a lot of times what stops us in developing to the point where someone is willing to part with their money for what you have to offer is exercising and developing, evolving into what product it is that someone is willing to part with their money from. But if you don't start where you're at, you're never going to get to that point. It's an evolution process. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Michael Jordan, anyone that you could perceive as successful didn't reach the point of their zenith, their tip top point overnight. It seems that way, right? People know who your name after you've grinded out, put in those hours, done all the work, blood, sweat, and tears on your own. And then it seems that overnight your name rings around the world, right? But you have to start where you're at. Check out the story of the bamboo tree. It rings, it resonates with that that I'm talking about. It takes so long for the bamboo to kind of gather up all the stored energy underground, and then out of nowhere, it seems like it just grew 30 feet, 60 feet. I believe it's 30 feet in 1 week. But so, did it grow in 1 week, or did it take months and months and months of it being worked on by nature with the watering and the perfect earth, right? It takes time that no one sees, but you know that you're putting into something for you to be successful. Keep your circle small. Don't spread your energy amongst many different people calling you their friend, you making them happy, you afraid to disappoint some people. Who cares? At the end of the day, if they're not about nothing and they're just draining you, we only have 24 hours in a day. We cannot possibly make everybody happy, check in on everybody. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? And have time for ourselves to put the work in. You know, I've stopped speaking to a lot of people that I came up with, and that's just something that they're gonna have to deal with until I feel, and maybe I won't reach out to a lot of people, but until I feel that I'm at where I want, and by that time I may have a new circle of friends. I may not want to even reach back out, right? So keep your circle small. Keep it to what is going to really be a give and take, and really have sharp steel in your circle where you're going to be sharpening each other as that mental tool that we all are. Say no to time wasters, people that just invite. You don't have to say yes to everything just because you don't want to put make somebody feel a certain way. Oh, you know, I don't want him to think that I don't like him. I don't want her to think that I don't like her. So I'm just going to say yes. And then at the last minute, I'll come up with an excuse to cancel because I really didn't want to go in the first place. Just say no. Just be upfront. I've learned to just, if I know I can't commit to something, hey, I'm sorry, bro. I'd love to. I can't do it. I can't do it. Just no upfront. So when I say yes, you know that my word is my bond. I'm bonded to my word. I don't just say things because they sound nice. The average millionaire has 7 income streams. How many income streams do you have? Is it just your job? Is that the security that you're after? That at any given time in this tumultuous economic world that we're living in, if something happens to that sector, it's a wrap. And now you have nothing to fall back on but unemployment. And how far is that going to get you? So, yeah, there's too many people, too little time. And that's absolutely true. I appreciate you checking in. Um, so the average millionaire has about 7 income streams. The average successful person doesn't chill. Warren Buffett doesn't chill, right? These superstars that you look up to on the field or in the court playing basketball, they don't chill. They're constantly grinding, honing their craft, becoming experts to play at that field that demands millions of dollars for your attention. Because if they're not at their A game, they're not worth watching. And the advertisers aren't going to pay for ultimately what's their income. So I've learned not to really chill. I don't do much, but take care of my family, spend time with them, and grind. I'm on here. I could be doing anything else right now. I could be on Netflix entertaining myself. I could be smoking weed. Not to say there's anything wrong with that. There's just a plan that I'm going after right now, right? So control your time. The average millionaire has 7 income streams. What are you spending your time on? Invest. You can't just make money in exchange for your time, in exchange for anything that's limited and expect exponential growth. You need to invest, you need to leverage. So learn about investing, learn technical analysis. That's what I did. I dished out the money for a course. I understand what fundamental analysis is. I learned how to analyze a company before I put my money into it. Um, all that good stuff, and if you're interested in learning more, I have a Patreon that I'm working on. I just am about to finish my last class. It was 13 classes long. I'm going to send out a survey, see what it is that I could improve upon, see what it is that they would say is worth buying in the future, or just to see that and make sure that whatever I'm charging, I'm giving 3 times, 4 times, 5 times more value than the money that you're working hard to depart with in order for me to make some money, right? So if I'm not giving you something that you could make 5 times the amount of money that you're paying me to tell you about, it's not worth your time. It's not worth my time. Spending my time to just make a one-off exchange and then it doesn't make sense to me personally, because I'm in this game for life. Like, this is what I'm doing. I love to teach. I can't just I'm the type of person that if I know something, I can't just keep it to myself, because I want to see as many people shine as possible, because I want to live in a world where we are all abundant. I can't just be content. I could probably be happy, but I can't be content driving around in fill in the gap name, whatever your dream car is, whatever your dream watch is, whatever your dream lifestyle is, right? Just being nice and comfortable, and then seeing someone on the street because they lack the information. So I think the more people share information and the more information is known and applied, the better world that we're going to live in. There's no shortage on need of people. If you want to do what I'm doing, hey man, take notes, learn something, and share it. Because maybe you could get through to someone that I cannot get through to. Maybe I could get through to someone that these popular channels that have millions of people on, maybe I could say it in a way where, yeah, they're cool, but, you know, different strokes for different folks. And so you have to have that abundance mentality, like, right? Just there's no shortage. Go after it. Someone needs to know something in the way that you know how to tell it, in the way maybe you know something that Other people just don't know. Maybe you know something that I just don't know. You're an expert on something. Share that knowledge. We're coming. The education system is falling apart. I digress heavily, but this is stuff that we have to talk about. The education system is falling apart. It's becoming no good. We need more people that are an expert in their field to reach a lot more people. We need less teachers, more experts, less teachers, more expertise, getting knowledge to more. And the internet makes that possible. So start where you're at, keep your circle small, say no to time wasters, increase your income streams, invest, learn how to do technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and have gratitude because it's a marathon. You have to kind of just be happy about where you're at. You have to be thankful for the things that you do have so that you could stack on to them. Because if you're miserable now, looking at it as a glass half empty, a couple more dollars in your pocket isn't going to make you happy. Maybe for the short term. Another car isn't going to make you happy. Maybe for the short term, you have to learn how to exercise that gratitude muscle so that when you do get that extra zero at the end of your bank account, you're already so used to being thankful that you're going to be extra thankful. Be thankful for the whoopty that you have now so that when you do have your dream car, you're already used to being so grateful that you're like ecstatic. Because damn, I was grateful driving a 2009. Now I got a 2029 and right. And I'm gonna wrap it up. This is getting way longer than I thought. I could just go on and on. Decentralized internet. That's becoming a theme that I'm looking at. The whole concept is this. Check this out. Not everybody is consistently streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if there can be a decentralized internet through blockchain where people could tap in to your bandwidth when you're not using it, it would lower the cost. Theta. Word. I love Theta. And that's definitely an example of that. I Theta's a big dog. And so the more people that are on this network, the lower that internet will end up costing. And that just made me think, because I personally mine helium, right? And I think with use cases growing, right? Hear me out. Say, okay, you're mining Theta because Internet of Things. You believe in that argument, that use case. Then I said helium, right? Helium because the Internet of Things. Then mining Theta, or I have a Theta miner or a Theta bandwidth machine, whatever that's called. I haven't delved too deep into it, but because I believe and want to make use of the decentralized internet. So eventually we're going to be just stacking all these Wi-Fi modules, right? So I'm like, whether it be a rack for it, whether it be something, but there's something there. There's something that the market is going to eventually need. And I just want to put that out there. It's an idea maybe you could take and run with. Well, yeah, something big is definitely coming. Um, for decentralized internet, yeah. A lot of big things are coming right now. A lot of big things. There's a lot of changes that are happening. I think that this thing with China and Russia, and here I go. I said I was going to keep this short, but you got me going now. China and Russia teaming up, and the BRICS nations with CBDCs, the dollar inflating so much. I don't know if you were here for the beginning of the video, but $1 million in 1980 is equivalent to about $3,596,000 now, which really means not that things have gotten more expensive, but that the dollar has gone down in value 259%. So the dollar right now is in a position where it's cornered and it's just getting hammered. It's getting hammered. And I think central bankers already are kind of aware of this. And this is where I think XRP is going to do very well. Silver, I'm not sure where silver is going to go. It's so heavily manipulated. I personally stack silver. I have a lot of silver. I believe in silver as, an insurance plan. But the thing about it is, if silver goes to, let's say, the hypothetical number of $1,000, right? Let's say that silver goes to 1,000. Let's say silver goes to $300. Do you understand how badly the dollar is been pummeled, and what that would mean for your next door neighbor, for the country as a whole, for your family that more than likely is not stacking silver like you and me are? It's going to be an ugly world if that happens. So I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't care where it's going to go. I just know that I have my stack, and if we get into that kind of thing where it's needed, at least I have that. It's like an insurance plan for me. I think in this market cycle point that we're in, you can't go wrong having a nice healthy percentage of your portfolio, and this is hypothetical, not financial advice for you lawyers out there, a nice chunk of in silver, precious metals, right? Energy, and this is why I was recommending the Ray Dalio, Tony Robbins interview with Ray Dalio that he dropped just yesterday, because he goes into like what people should have their money in. So yeah, silver, I do like it. I love silver, even more than gold. But more than that, I like uranium. And check my old videos for why. But I'm going to wrap this up, man. Please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys checking in, and I appreciate the likes. Peace.